Debbie Marcoux is licensed by the Department of Financial Institutions and MLS ID 237926. Also licensed in Arizona 0941504, Florida LO 76508, Georgia 69178, Idaho, Nevada 57237, Oregon, Tennessee 184373, Texas, Washington MLO 237926.
She's a mortgage mom. She can get things done when you're in need and don't know where to go. Pick up the phone and call Mom.
Hi, and welcome to Mortgage Mom Radio. Hi, Deb, you there?
I am here. Welcome to Mortgage Mom Radio. It's hard. I'm actually delayed watching you, Heather, but this is Debbie Marcoux. I'm the Mortgage Mom, and today we've got Heather Barkley Kilpatrick, who is actually going to be running the show. I am at home. I have got a couple of sick ones with the cough, and so guess what? Somebody else from the team gets to step up and handle it. So again, I want to remind everybody this is an interactive show. If you guys have questions, please feel free to put into the feed any question that you may have. I will read it out loud, and either I or Heather will answer it for you. But today we're talking all about buy now, pay later. We had done an episode on this, you and I, Heather, back, in before the holidays, and
Sure.
we had told everybody, be careful, right? Don't get into these. They're going to get you. They're going to bite you. And then all of a sudden we got an email about a week and a half ago from underwriting saying that things have changed with the buy now, pay later, with getting qualified for the loan. And so I said, okay, great. Well, you've got it, Heather. Look it up, find the details, make a PowerPoint, get this information out to our listeners because it's so important for them to understand. And I really don't like these buy now, pay laters anyway. So I'm going to let you go. Again, I want to remind everybody, if you have questions, put it in the feed. Let's see, my Aunt Lori's already jumped on. She said, hi, thanks so much. Thanks so much for watching, Auntie. And again, if you guys have questions, please put those in there. I will interrupt Heather. I will read them out loud and answer them for you, or I will let Heather answer them for you. She is going to be our star today. And if you guys want to call, you want to get an appointment, you want to talk to us about a refinance to get rid of these buy now, pay laters that you guys have jumped into, all you need to do is give us a call. It's 844-935-3634. What's that spell, Heather?
844, we lend for you.
That's right. So it's WELEND and the number 4. So with no more further ado, Heather, it is on you. All about buy now, pay later, and what does that mean to us right now?
I love it. I've never been up here by myself before, so this is something interesting. So bear with me. No,
You're going to do great. I have full confidence in you.
Yeah, I feel good about it. And it's actually a topic that I really want to talk about because we talked about it in November, I believe it was, could be wrong. And at the time, it was like they were coming out saying, oh, if you want to make purchases for Christmas, you better do it now. The product's not going to be available. And a lot of people were learning about and starting to take advantage of these buy now, pay laters. And if you don't know what a buy now, pay later is, you've seen them. I guarantee you've seen it somewhere. Maybe it's on PayPal offering their 4-in-1 plan, or their PayPal Cash, or a Klarna, or an Afterpay, or a Square. Any one of those is considered a buy now, pay later. And basically what it is you can kind of think of it like a credit line where you want to buy something, but maybe you don't want to make a big $500 payment up front. This company is offering you payments over time, usually a short amount of time, and most of the time they're interest free. Some do actually have interest, and a lot of people took advantage of this. Why would I want to put $500 out right up off the bat when I can space that payment over maybe 4 or 5 payments of $100 or $125? Back in November, they did not really affect your credit scores. But like you mentioned, last week we got an email saying, hey, now they're going to be on your credit score. And some people say, well, that's okay. It's only a short-term loan. I'm not real worried about it. It's not going to affect my credit. And it really may. So I think it's super important to keep people on the cutting edge, since we are an educational program and we want to give you the best education possible, put you on the cutting edge of what it means, so that 6 months down the road or a year down the road when you want to refinance or purchase a home, you're not stuck because of a buy now, pay later. So basically, it's a point of sale loan where I was mentioning that you can go on and you can do them online, you can do them in some stores, and it gives you the option to take that big payment, sometimes even a small payment, and break it down over a period of time. Most of them are 3 or 4, payments each month. Some offer bi-monthly payments. It just depends on what you're buying. A lot of people are using them for electronics or households, even groceries. You can use it pretty much on anything. They are becoming the wave of the future. And the reason being is a lot of people are seeing it as an alternative to a credit card. Credit card has immediate interest if you don't pay that balance within the first month. These programs mostly are offering right now interest free. So you can space that payment out, have that lower payment, and not accrue any interest. But you got to remember that sometimes some things are too good to be true, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So right now, buy now, pay later programs are used by just about 50% of the population. That is a huge percentage of the population. And mostly they're used by the younger population, 18 to 24. And we're seeing it grow with people who are about 54 and older as well. So it's not just one section of consumers that are using these loans, but it's pretty much spread out all over the place. So when you get them, they can vary in your percentage rate if they have one. They can vary in the payment amount. The terms are different with each one of them. And as they're continuing to grow, those terms may change. So for example, back in November, they weren't affecting credit scores, and now they are being reported to the credit bureaus. So just kind of keep that in mind if you do use one, that even though these are the terms now, that they could change shortly. So when you go to apply for one of these loans, I'm going to say apply, but I'm going to use that term a little loosely. You're in checkout. All they really want is like your name, your birth date, your address. They're not even going to look at you as a hard hit on your credit. Some will take a soft hit or took a soft hit, and it was really easy to approve you within, seconds. You're online. So super easy to get. A lot of people did them over the holidays. A lot of people did more than one. A lot of them have small payments and high payments, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So you're sitting here and you're saying, what are the benefits of, having this? Well, like we were talking about, a lot of them are interest-free. A lot of them are smaller payments. You can save money by not utilizing all that money in your account. So right now, say you have $1,000 in your bank account and you want to make a purchase of $500. You're not utilizing half your money to make that purchase. And that purchase can be something like, my car's broken and I need to make this repair, something you really need. It allows you and affords you to use a smaller payment than taking out that big old chunk of money. The other thing is that if you're younger, not even younger, but you're just starting out as a consumer and you maybe don't have credit, maybe you don't trust the credit card companies, maybe you don't want to have that high interest rate, these are great for you because they allow you to make those little payments and hopefully start establishing good credit. So now that we're talking about kind of like, good credit, what are we looking at here? So what I'm concerned about with them reporting to the bureaus is, yes, they can offer you a positive outlook, right? But they can also be negative on your credit as well. So before, they weren't reporting to the credit bureaus. And so if you missed a payment, it might not be reported. Now, if you're making your payments on time, if you're, paying those loans off, that can bump your score up a little bit. To the contrary, if you're missing a payment or you're making late payments, that can affect your credit as well. Debbie, we all know that. So we see those late payments or missed payments, and it can be a problem.
We sure do. And actually, Carrie jumped in, Anya, and she says, "Hi, Heather. Great info. You are doing great and have such a soothing voice." So what are you trying to say, Carrie? You want to hear her every week instead of me?
No, she's listening to two little ones. So I'm better than babies.
Right?
Great?
Exactly. I'm totally kidding. No, Heather, you're doing fantastic. Keep going. I just want to remind everybody that this is an interactive show. If you guys have questions, please put your question into the feed. If you guys are listening by radio on Saturday or Sunday, you've got to watch us do it live. It is every Monday and Wednesday at 1 p.m. on our YouTube channel. Best way to know that we have gone live is to text the word MOM, M-O-M, to 844-935-3634. That will get you a link once a week to know that we are live, and you can actually follow along. Or you can just go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, find us by Mortgage Mom Radio, and make sure you guys subscribe and click that notification bell to turn it all on. That way you get notifications when we are live. So again, if you guys have questions, if you want to talk about buy now, pay later, you can go to our website, go to mortgagemomradio.com. You can book yourself an appointment. If you don't see a day or time that works for you, please feel free to send us a message or an email, and I would be happy to get you scheduled with somebody that would be off normal business hours. You can also call the same exact phone number and you can get transferred to somebody immediately or get on the books for an appointment. And Heather and Carrie and Cindy are all more than happy to take those calls on Saturday and Sunday. So make sure that you guys do get booked. Please don't hesitate thinking that we're only open Monday through Friday. So again, Heather, why don't you go ahead and throw out that phone number?
That's 844-935-3634 or 844 We Lend for You. That's WELEND and the number 4 you.
You did awesome. All right, back at it. Back to the
good
buy
training.
Now, pay later. All right.
Exactly. So as we mentioned, Equifax came out and said, that they are going to report these buy now, pay laters to the credit bureaus. So what that means is when we look at a borrower, when they come to us and we run their credit, the credit scores are made up of a bunch of different algorithms, based on how much credit you have out, how much of that credit you're utilizing, are you making your payments on time, do you have any late payments, do you have any collections? There's a bunch of different items that it looks at to give us that value or that FICO score, as you may have heard it called. And it's really important because that FICO score helps determine what your interest rates will be on mortgages, what your interest rates will be for other items. It basically tells the lender how good or how bad, how creditworthy of a person you are. So with these buy now, pay laters, yes, there can be some benefits to you as somebody who in the future is going to look to refinance their home. Maybe they want to cash out their home. Maybe you're looking to buy a home. Maybe you're not ready yet, but a little bit down the line you are going to be. This is all information for you, even if you're not, ready yet, just to know what's going on. So when they report to the bureaus, one, they can report your on-time payments. Well, how will that help? Well, it'll help you because it's showing that you're creditworthy. You're taking out credit, you're utilizing that credit, and you're making those payments on time. That's a good thing for you, right? So the other thing is that they're interest-free, like we mentioned. So the payments are lower. Because the payments are lower, it'll utilize a little bit less of that income that you're bringing in. A lot of us know with credit cards, we have a lot of interest we pay as towards our payment. So that kind of will help you with a little bit lower payment. So that's a good thing. The other thing is that with these buy now, pay laters, you also get reminders from the company. Hey, your payment's due. Hey, we're gonna, take out your payment. Most of them will set up automatic payments either on your bank account or a credit card. So they're reminding you that that payment's coming out. Oh gosh, I got to put money in my account for that. Or, oh yes, that is coming out. But sometimes the fact that you don't actually have to make that payment because it is an auto pay will help you out as well because it makes sure that you're on time with that payment. So there can be some good things involved in that as far as the credit goes. If you're somebody who maybe comes to us and says, hey, I want to buy a house, and we tell you, okay, you have no credit. A lot of people don't have credit cards or card payments. Some people think that, cash is king and paying in cash is a great way to go. It is, except for when you want to get credit. When you're looking for a loan for a home, it can be a problem. So we usually will tell people, you can establish a credit card, utilize the credit, make the payments on that. That will help you establish credit. With buy now, pay later, that might also help you as well. So that's another good thing about it. But there are some negative things about it. So with buy now, pay later, a lot of the loans are interest-free unless you miss a payment or you're late on a payment. At that point, they will give you a late payment charge, and some of them will take you from 0% interest all the way up to 38% interest, depending on the card that you have. So that is something to think about, okay? If you have a late payment and they report that to the credit bureaus, that's going to show up on your credit as you've made a late payment towards an installment, okay, a line of credit. If you miss a payment, it's also going to show now that you've missed a payment. And we all know what happens when you start missing payments or have late payments on the credit bureau. Your nice FICO score will start going down. So maybe, you had a good score before, you missed one payment, or you were late on a payment. That score could come down, and that could affect you buying in the future. The other thing is that the terms of the loan are generally short. So one of the things that the credit bureaus look for when they're analyzing credit is, how long have you had accounts? How long have they been open? The longer that the account has been open, the better your credit score should be, because you're showing, I have this account, I've had this card forever, 10 years, 20 years, 5 years, whatever it is. It shows that you can manage that line of credit over a long term. With the buy now, pay laters, they're generally short-term loans. In other words, you're paying them off in a month, maybe 2 months, maybe 90 days. And sometimes the credit bureaus are not even going to have enough time to actually report that debt. So we're not quite sure how that's going to show up yet. If you have a loan that's due in 2 monthly payments, then in 60 days it's done and there's nothing else for them to show. Hopefully that's going to show positively, but we're not sure. The fact that the life of the loan is short may or may not impact. There's still some of those things that we're just not sure how the credit bureaus are going to kind of change or keep up or show. The other thing is, when you're getting credit or when we're looking at your credit report, we look to see how many open lines of credit you have. If you're somebody that maybe has a car payment and a credit card payment with 2 lines, it's not too bad. If you have one buy now, pay later, that's not bad either. But if you start getting into 4 or 5 or 6, now you're showing more open trade lines, more use of your credit. And because we're showing those payments on your credit report, we have to take those payments into consideration when we're looking at how much debt you have. So what that means is, say, for example, you're earning $1,000 a month and you have a $200 a month car payment, I wish, and you have 2 or 3 buy now payments, let's say buy now, pay laters, that total $100. Okay. You now are utilizing, instead of just your car payment, if you're earning $1,000 a month and your car payment is $200, you're utilizing 20% of your income as your debt. If you add $100 on for these buy now, pay laters that you're saying, oh, it's no big deal, I'm paying them off in 30 or 60 days, you now went from 20% debt to 30% debt. That can make a big difference when you're looking to make a big purchase, like a home or a refinance. So that could definitely negatively affect you as well. So the one more thing pertaining to that is, you need to really watch how many of them you are racking up, because some of them because they are smaller loan terms, you can have payments, as much as $30 or, as high as $400 and $500, depending on what you're buying. I've heard some people are buying Peloton bikes on them. So obviously that payment would be pretty high. A lot of people buy appliances on them. Those payments can be pretty high. You want to make sure that you can definitely make those payments to keep your credit in good standing, and that you're not being reported negatively to the credit bureaus. So want to watch that. Deb, did you have a question?
Yep. So, I was just going to jump in and say, Cindy jumped on. She said, hi, Heather. So
hi, Cindy.
We'll say hi to Cindy. And then Carrie jumped on and said, ah, ha, 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 you're amazing, Debbie.
and there's Karen. Hi, Karen. How are you? Thank you so much for watching.
Yes, for sure. So
one.
This is one thing that I do want to make sure that everybody is hearing that Heather is talking to you about right now. With underwriting, with loans, if we see on your bank statement that there is a buy now, pay later that is being drafted from your account on a monthly basis, even if it is not on your credit report, we are going to take that debt into account and we are going to qualify you with that monthly payment. So like Heather said, if you're doing, Peloton bikes and appliances and high price ticket items, those monthly payments can,
add
up very, very quickly. So the other thing is, if we see that you have these accounts And even though it's not reporting to your credit report, we are going to ask you to get us a payment history, because this is now a debt that you owe that needs to be paid on time. If that payment history does not show us that you are paying on time and shows us that you have late payments, we very well may have an issue getting your loan approved. So just because it's something that they didn't pull your credit report to give it to you, they just said, hey, you owe this money. Remember Fingerhut back in the day used to do
Oh,
that,
yeah.
right? You'd just sign up, or what was the CD catalogs, pay for one and get 10 free. But then there was like some reason you
Yeah.
got a CD every month and it was like $30 or something.
Yeah.
So if we see that you have these, and we're going to try to get the payment history, and if we can't get that payment history, that truly could negatively affect whether or not we can get this loan for you. So
Right.
very important topic. I hope that everybody's learning from everything that Heather's providing to us, because this is fantastic information. But at the
Right.
end of the day, it's also something that can absolutely change what you qualify for, how much that you qualify, and whether you qualify at all. I've seen some of these buy now, pay laters that will go up to 24 months. Many of
Yes.
them are 6 months or 9 months, the little ones, right? Those really
Yes.
aren't that big of a deal. If you have less than 9 months or 10 months remaining on a payment plan, we don't typically have to charge you for the monthly payment in qualifying to begin with. But the caveat in that rule is that we have to be able to confirm that you have the money necessary to pay it off in full in reserve when you're trying to buy a house or refinance a property. So even if you have 3 payments left of $200, but you don't have the $600 in the bank in excess over and beyond what you need to do your loan, we can't exclude that debt. So if you have one that's a 24-month buy now, pay later, or a 12-month buy now, pay later, we've got to hit you for those in your qualifying. So keep that in mind. If you have them, if you own a house, you've been thinking about doing a purchase, you want to get them paid off, you want to refinance them, that's what you guys need to give us a call, talk to us about it. We can go through it with you. We can determine if it makes sense, if it doesn't make sense, but this is a great opportunity, to get those paid off while mortgage, rates are still low and property
Right.
values are increased. So if they want to get on the calendar, Heather, what's the first way that you would tell somebody, what's the easiest way to get us?
They can call. I would call
Okay.
844-935-3634. And if they can't call, then I would tell them to go to the website. And the website's mortgagemomradio.com.
Love it. You are doing phenomenal. And I know that I totally interrupted you right now, and I
No,
probably
you're
threw
fine.
you off your game. Do you have more that you haven't gotten to yet as far as what you planned on talking
I do.
about today?
I have a little bit
Okay.
more. Would you like to take a little
Perfect.
commercial break?
Sure. Let's do a quick commercial, and then we'll be right back, and I'll let you just jump right in.
Perfect.
All right.
Hi, and we're back with Mortgage Mom Radio. Today we're talking about your buy now, pay later programs. And I have a little bit more that I just kind of wanted to go over with you. So as a consumer, Debbie was just talking about high-end purchases. So I wanted to just kind of make a note of that. A lot of these programs that were, maybe a 4 payment and done program, they're now starting to extend to higher end items that consumers can buy, like your Peloton and like your appliances. So one of the things that you want to make sure that you understand is that when you're buying these items, these buy now, pay later programs don't afford the consumer the same protections as they would, as a credit card would. So for example, if you have your credit card charge and you get your product and it's defective, or it's not what you ordered, or just something's wrong with it, with your credit card, you can, return the product and get your money back. With these buy now, pay later programs, you can't. So as a consumer, you want to make sure that you understand what the protections are afforded to you. That way, when you're making that purchase, if it is that big purchase, that you are protected with your credit, like you would be with a credit card. Chances are you are probably not, and you're not going to have any recourse against the buy now, pay later, and that you would have to still continue to pay it. So having said all that, Just want to give you all that education, but I kind of want to let you know where this program is going in the future. So like we mentioned when we did this show a couple months ago, we were just touching on it. It wasn't reporting to the bureaus then. It was more of a, really short-term line of credit. And in the past few months, it has already extended to programs that are offering 12 and 24 and 36 months with payments. They're getting big ticket items. These companies that are buy now, pay later, your Affirms, your Klarnas, they are actually looking to expand the market where eventually they're going to become the store and they're going to offer you the product and they're going to offer you the financing for the product. They kind of want to be, a one-stop shop for the consumer. So you just kind of want to keep that in mind because with the pandemic, a lot of people have turned to these buy now, pay laters. They weren't really big out here in the United States. They were bigger in places like Australia. They're just starting to get their legs out here. And the growth that they are seeing in consumers using them is just mind-blowing. It's estimated that a little over 50% of all people in the United States have used one of these buy now, pay laters. It's also estimated that that's going to continue to grow up into 80%, all the way until they're reaching all of us, which is crazy. At the same time, during different surveys, it was estimated that 40% plus or minus of people anticipated in this year that they would make a late payment or miss a payment. So you got to realize for every 10 people that are utilizing this type of credit, 4 of them are going to be late on a payment. So it doesn't seem like it's going to be you, but just keep that in mind that, 4 out of 10, that's a pretty high ratio. And then on top of that, that's now going to record to your bureau. So you want to keep in mind that, you want to keep this good. It's a program that we are seeing evolve. The rules are going to change very drastically with it as it is evolving. And so just kind of keep that in mind if you do decide to use something. What are my long-term goals and what happens if this program changes? So we just want to make sure you understand that utilizing this can affect if you want to buy a home in the future or refinance in the future. You want to be prepared for that. Maybe before you didn't think that late payment or that missed payment would affect you. Now it might. On the positive aspect, it might be a great way for you to establish credit to get you to buying a home, but you also want to make sure what you're using as far as utilizing that credit. So if they're big payments and you have that $300 Peloton payment or $400 Peloton payment, that will, hit you when you're looking for a mortgage. So that's pretty much it, Deb. I just, if you have questions, feel free and give us a call. Like Debbie said, we're here. It's 844-935-3634. That's 844 We Lend for You. That's WELEND, the number 4U. You can also email Debbie at questions@mortgagemomradio.com. You can visit the website and set up your own booking appointment with us, and that's mortgagemomradio.com. All over social media. Totally happy to answer any questions you have about this. If I don't know it, I'll research it, find it out for you, because it is up and coming, and I think it's going to be a really big thing for us come this next year.
Heather, you did amazing. You did fantastic. This was an awesome subject. I'm so happy that you wanted to dive deeper into this after we had talked about it back in November. Again, everybody listening, you guys, especially by radio on Saturday and Sunday, if you want to get on the books, you want to talk with Heather, Cindy, Carey, anybody from the team, even possibly me, you've got to book that appointment. Like she said, go to mortgagemomradio.com and you can click that book appointment button. There is a contact us on the website. So if you do not see a day and time that works for you, we'd be more than happy to get you set up. Just send me a note and I will make sure that somebody can work with you off schedule. We are taking calls on Saturdays and Sunday. This coming Monday is a holiday. We're still here. We're taking calls. We've got girls on standby waiting for those, including me. And hopefully I will be back next week after the COVID has run its way through the house. We are currently 3 people positive and 2 at the moment have escaped it. So hopefully we're going to be good to go come next week. You guys will see me on YouTube Monday and Wednesday at 1 p.m. every single week. Go to the YouTube channel, search Mortgage Mom Radio. Do not forget the radio. subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so that you do know when we go live. We will not spam you. If it is easier for you to get a text message, we are happy to send you one. We do that only once per week. Sometimes we don't even send it out every single time. But if you'd like to get in on the action and watch us do it, ask your questions, get them answered live, you've got to watch us do it on YouTube on either Mondays or Wednesdays. If this show sounds like it was pre-recorded and it was in bits and pieces and maybe a couple of different shows, it was. Again, we're doing shows on Mondays and Wednesdays and putting those together for you for radio on Saturday and Sunday. We want to help you guys. We want to get you into your first home, into your second home, your investment portfolio. We want to help you refinance, get rid of that mortgage insurance, pay off those debts, do your home improvements. And the only way for you to do that is to talk to us and let us help you guys get there. So once again, the number, give us a call, get on the calendar, talk to somebody right away, 844-935-3634. That's 844 We Lend for You. That's WELEND and the number 4. Heather, love you so much. Thank
No problem.
You so
Don't
much
forget
for
to give
doing
us a
this for
thumbs
me.
up. Thumbs up
Yes.
this video.
Yes, I love
We need
it.
that.
Yes, that we do. We need it for the algorithm, but I appreciate
Yes.
you. I appreciate you.
Oh,
did
no
this.
problem.
I
Anytime.
love that I am in my pajamas right now doing it by phone. I didn't have to do hair or makeup today. It was pretty amazing. So
Yes.
we hope you guys
Just
all
get
have
everybody better. Just make everybody
right,
better over
exactly.
there.
We will. So I hope everybody enjoys your weekend, enjoy your holiday, be safe, and we'll see you guys next week on Monday. Talk to y'all real soon.
Have a great weekend. Bye.
Debbie Marcoux is licensed by the Department of Financial Institutions and MLS ID 237926. Also licensed in Arizona 0941504, Florida LO 76508, Georgia 69178, Idaho, Nevada 57237, Oregon, Tennessee 184373, Texas, Washington MLO 237926.
She's a mortgage mom. She can get things done when you're in need and don't know where to go. Pick up the phone and call mom.